with late game execution.
No, ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yo, and a ho. So, I'm not even gonna lie with this one. I was definitely, still is, still probably will. I don't know yet. Who knows? My mind is all over the place at this moment. But I was definitely thinking about, you know what? Not even posting videos on here on YouTube anymore. I'm really considering that, contemplating on that, because mainly there's just so many other things I want to do. And I also feel like I give up too much time trying to ridicule this NBA, an NBA that they're trying to gaslight. Not gaslight everyone into thinking that, oh, this sport is doing well. Which is not. We all know that's a bunch of malarkey and a bunch of bucket full of lies. We know it's not doing well. But we got individuals like Shannon Tatum saying that people are getting too caught up in nostalgia, such as Michael Jordan, Kobe, even though those were the better days in the NBA. And today's NBA is just not very pleasing to the eye or the senses. It's just not. Just the other night, the last 2 nights, I was just watching the game from like 2003. It was like the Houston Rockets and the Lakers. It was basically Kobe Bryant versus Steve Francis. And it's amazing how much the league has changed in 22 years now, I should say. They got guards, 6'3". Steve Francis was about 6'3". 6'3" and explosive, precursor to the guards, some of the guards you see today. But he got him going right into Shaq's shoulders and chest to make a layup and dunk. Not shooting threes. Steve Francis was shooting threes back then. But preferably he was going to the baskets even against people like Shaq. Not giving a damn. The ball was just moving better than what it was for both teams. Steve Francis wasn't trying to sit there and shoot a three, because I think the game went into overtime. And instead of trying to shoot a three, he fakes it like he's going to shoot a three and sees a cutting Yao Ming, passes to Yao Ming. Yao Ming dunks it, pretty much sealed the game for the Houston Rockets in overtime to win that game. It wasn't a whole bunch of just jacking up threes. Of course, Kobe, one of the guys in the mid-range early on in his career, because I think that was before Colorado, because I think after Colorado, he started working on his skills a little bit more, becoming a little bit more focused and more determined and motivated after that trial in Colorado. But even before that happened, he was still getting to the mid-range and shooting that with his turnaround jumper, mid-range, and all that. There's more emphasis on the center. Shaq and Yao Ming was getting the ball. It just wasn't center shooting, jacking up threes. That was pure basketball. It was balanced. Of course, they was playing defense, because I think this final score of that game might have been in the early hundreds. I think it might have been like 101, 102. That was an overtime game back then. Final score, average final score back then, even for 2003, was probably either in the mid 80s or early 90s, like a 90, let's say 92-90 game or something like that. Now it's like 145 to 133, something ridiculous. But it's just like, you try to talk about the league, you try to be critical of the league, realizing it needs to be changed, and you got people out here just on not social media, but also on social media like YouTube and all these big time analysts out here just telling lies for jigs, for money. Then you got motherfuckers out here trolling, talking about Kareem is overrated. Oh, Kareem didn't do this. Kareem had to struggle with this. Kareem had to do that. Kareem had to do this. I'm like, all right. So Kareem had problems when he was on the Lakers before Magic. If Kareem couldn't get past a Boston Celtics team that had Dave Cowens, Havlicek, it was still somewhat of that Boston Celtics team that beat the Bucks was still somewhat of a super team. Celtics were a super team for most of this 50s, 60s, and some of the 70s before they kind of, I can't even say they went down for a minute. I can't even say they ever went down. I can't really say the Boston Celtics went down probably until the 90s, maybe. Because even during the 70s, they were still formidable. I think they won a championship in 1976, did they? Against the Phoenix Suns. That was Havlicek's, might have been his last goal. That might have been his last hoorah. But even in today's Boston Celtics were still formidable, of course. But talking about Kareem was overrated because he couldn't beat the best of the best teams. Kareem had Oscar Robertson. Yes, he did. He also had an older Oscar Robertson. He didn't have a young Oscar Robertson. He had Oscar Robertson towards the end of his prime. It was still formidable because he did help them win a championship. But come on now. We're going to apply that to every superstar. That doesn't make Kareem overrated. Individually, it doesn't. And Kareem has done more than what KD has done. So shut your mouths. And that's the problem with the NBA. It's too many coaches. Too many coaches of individual players. That's the real problem. They try to blame the media. I guess you could blame the media. The mainstream media, the media. You could put them for the blame for the decline in the NBA, but don't put it on individual content creators on YouTube who are speaking out against this stuff. That's what they're trying to put the blame on, JJ Redneck. So anybody who speaks ill or speaks against the current NBA is the problem, according to JJ Redneck. So that means us, content creators on YouTube. I guess Charles Barkley, because everybody know about that famous rant he pulled and did on JJ Reddick about, what was it, like a month ago or 2 months ago now? He was speaking real facts, but all of a sudden we can't speak real facts. Trolling. It's just ridiculous now. It's just like, I'm thinking in my head, like, it's really trying to talk about the NBA, or not talk about, just talk about the NBA. Trying to speak out against what we're seeing in the NBA. Is it really worth it anymore? On YouTube? When YouTube tries their best to shadow ban people? It's ridiculous. Now I just saw the other day, not even the other day, just till 20 minutes ago, I saw on the TV, oh, is Jayson Tatum being unappreciated? How much more does Jayson Tatum need? Jayson Tatum is a product of today's NBA. Now I wonder, I ain't saying any of these players are really garbage. It does take some skill to get to the NBA. It didn't take any skill to anybody to be in the NBA. What did I just say? Oops. Put my foot in my mouth. There's Bronny James. But anyways, you still had to be talented. I ain't saying Jayson Tatum is not talented, but he's just a product of today's NBA. I wonder if he'll be that great if he was playing 20-something years ago, even 30, 40-something years ago. Because I don't think he'd be taking all those shots like he is today. I don't know. I always see discrepancies in his game. It's like, I don't know, they want him to be something that he's not. And I remember when this happened. I remember right when this happened. It was right after the Bucks won the championship. Won the finals. It was the season after. Here they go talking about Jayson Tatum. Over and over again. Disrespecting the Bucks, acting like they never won a championship just a few months before that. Talking about the Boston Celtics should have been won a championship before the Bucks. Well, guess what? It didn't happen that way. Sorry. And the thing about it, They've been talking about Jayson Tatum, the media, of course. They've been talking about Jayson Tatum ever since he was drafted into the league. Was it 2017, I think it was? They've been talking about him ever since. I remember the memes talking about he's only 18, he's only 19, whatever they were saying his age was. So it's not like they never appreciated Jayson Tatum in the media. They talked about him ad nauseum more than Giannis, who just won the finals at the time. So miss me with that. Miss me with that type of talk. I don't know why I just said that. Did it like that. But I'm just saying, it's just, man. After a while, I kid you not, I don't like talking about the NBA all the time. And I ain't gonna lie. I get that other dudes on YouTube that are in the same realm that I am when it comes to talking about the NBA. I know they get on here every day and talk about it, but just some things just ain't worth talking about. Like jersey retirements. That doesn't really bother me. Because Udonis Haslem deserve to have his jersey retired. I don't know. I think they're giving him his jersey retirement because he was loyal to the Miami Heat for all his years playing under. He never played for any other team. He saw when the team, I wouldn't say trash, but was at a downturn. They saw the rise of Dwayne Wade. Got that championship with Dwayne Wade, Shaw, Shaq, and Alonzo Mourning, and had to suffer again as Dwayne Wade was struggling with injuries. Then Chris Bosh and LeBron comes around and then wins 2 more championships, and then it's the end of that experiment. And then years later, gets Jimmy Butler and goes through that ordeal. That was an ordeal, even though they got to 2 finals but never won. But has him sat on the bench for half that time. But I guess give him a jersey retirement ceremony. I understand why Andre Iguodala got his jersey retired, because he was a big piece in at least 3 out of 4, especially that first one, championships that the Warriors won in the last 10 years. So I get that. I know some other people need their jersey retired with the Warriors. I did not know. I never could pronounce his damn last name. I always feel like I pronounced his last name wrong. I never pronounce his damn last name. I ain't trying to freaking embarrass myself. But there's many people that big time former Warriors, they need their jersey retired. And they haven't got their jersey retired. And most definitely Klay Thompson and unfortunately Draymond Green will need their jersey retired. Will get their jersey retired. Maybe Klay Thompson deserves it more than Draymond, but that's going to happen no matter how people think about those 2 players, especially Draymond. But jersey retirement stories don't bother me. I know Vince Carter got his in New Jersey, or Brooklyn. I get why. I think he got his retired with the Raptors. I get that, because he pretty much put the Raptors on the map. So I don't know. Jersey retirements don't bother me. It's not a nitpick for me. It's just the way the league is going is a nitpick for me. It's why I'm bothered by it. It's just to the point I don't even want to watch the game. I tried to watch that Lakers Mavericks game, and it's just so much glazing. I can't do it no more. I can't watch TNT no more. I'm glad it's going somewhere else. I can't do it anymore with Reggie Miller. She wins. It's too much glazing from him. And now they really trying to force that the Lakers are a good team out there after they beat Denver. How many times did he beat Denver in the last 3 years? Twice? Out of 100 times? And are we going to sit here and act like the Lakers will go to the finals? I can't do it no more, people. I can't do it. It's too much trolling, too much bull sugary out there. Try not to swear too much. Bull sugary. It's just too much. We got a guy who just won't retire. We got a kid in New Orleans that eats his weight in food. And you know the other story with him. We got another guy in Memphis out here with Blickies and Roscoe's, thinking he a gang member, even though he wasn't raised like that, raised in a good home. And his dad out here crashing out courtside. We got a guy that's balding, like dead grass on his head, out here in Phoenix, that just can't decide which team he want to play for when the tough gets tough. And his sidekick think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, even though he ain't. Must I go on? And then we got a guy who just went from South Beach to the Bay, crying his way out of there, causing a fit, a hissy fit, slamming things, breaking things all over the place before he got his money and they shipped his ass to the Bay Area. And you think the league is in a good place? Nah. It ain't. So, as far as the future of this channel, I don't know. But I just realized I gotta do one thing when it comes to this channel. I gotta finish what I've been doing for the last couple of months now. That started back in the summertime. So, I probably will be on here occasionally, but I just don't know. I just don't know about it. It's mainly because I don't like YouTube. I don't like the way they're working. It censors some people, but censors the rest. It's just crazy out here. And it's not the trolling and the trolls or the stands. I've been dealing with them for 3 years now. They give my life such excitement because they're funny. But it does after a while when you're trying to actually teach something, trying to explain something, and people... Oh, that's not true. That didn't happen. It's just they keep trying to move the goalposts. My whole thing is like, how in the world are you expect us to not so much believe, but respect the players that are playing now when you have fans that constantly disrespect the players of the past, talking about not even just fans. We're talking about current NBA players, such as the one that's in Minnesota that has a love for BBL IG models and likes to shoot threes instead of going to the basket. You got him out here talking about there was no one else greater. I wouldn't say no one else greater. No one else is great except for Michael Jordan. We got dudes like that out here. But how are we supposed to respect today's league when they don't even respect the leagues of the past? Oh, I should say leagues of the past. The league of the past. Come on, fans of today's league. How are we supposed to respect your people if we don't respect the past? If we constantly keep disrespecting players like Wilt, Kareem, even Jordan, Magic, Bird, George Mikan, Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, especially Jerry West, because now they act like Jerry West was a bum. So how are we supposed to respect today if you guys don't respect yesterday? I don't get it. I'll catch you guys another time.